Hey, my name is Liz and I sell on Poshmark, eBay, and Mercari, and I am back with a thrift haul. I have about 2 bags this size from my favorite thrift store that I try to go to every week when the sale colors change. I think I spent about $160 on this day, and I got some pretty decent stuff, nothing to scream about like sometimes, but I'm happy with what I got. So let's see. This is a New with Tags dress from Quince. I did pay $15 for this, but Quince is usually a pretty quick seller for me, especially New with Tags. So this is, I think, probably midi length. It's got the puff sleeves and the smocked neck. It's a size small, and Quince usually has the style name on the interior tag. This is the organic cotton smock square neck midi dress. So I'll probably list this for about $50, and it won't be, the biggest profit ever, but I usually, like I said, these usually go pretty quick. This is a brand that I've only gotten to sell a couple times, but it is done well every time, and that is Natural Life, and this is again New with Tags. And these are like overall kind of jumpsuit style outfit in an olive green. They're very boho, lag and look kind of styles usually. And this kind of overall jumpsuit type outfit usually does well for me. And these were only $6. And again, we'll probably aim to list those about $50. This is a brand that I still do pick up, although it definitely doesn't do quite as well as it did a couple years ago, and that is Universal Standard. And be sure to look up their size chart if you're not familiar with it, because they have their own sizing. So this says it's a small, which is really like a standard extra large. So this is a midi dress in like a nice blue. It has an interesting kind of rounded hem at the bottom, or it's like asymmetrical kind of hem. This is a very size inclusive brand. It goes up to like size 30 or something along those lines, which is great. And I only paid about $4 for that one. I didn't find too many. Luckily, I have a magnet thing that can take that off. That's happened to me like 4 times at this store, so I bought one of the magnet things from Amazon to take these off, so that is no problem. But this is a pair of New with Tag frame jeans. These are the Le Garçon style, which is like a slim straight. It's not the best style ever, but New with Tags is good. They're light wash, some distressing, size 27. And for these I paid $10, which I thought was a good deal for New with Tags. And these are just Old Navy, but these are also brand new with Tags, and they are a plus size barrel jean. So they are a pretty dark wash barrel leg, size 20. They retailed for $50. I paid $5 for them, and I'm probably only gonna get around $20 for them, but I think they should be a pretty quick sale. Barrel jeans usually have been in my closet, no matter the brand. I maybe wouldn't have paid $5 if those weren't brand new, but since they are, I think they'll do okay. Got one pair of shoes, and if you see this material, you'll probably know that these are Rothys. I've never found anything but flats from them before, so I've never sold this style, but they're like a beige camo, size 8 Rothys, and these were only $6.50, so that was a pretty good deal. I have no idea what I'll list these for. If I had to guess, it'd be like $40. They don't do as crazy as they once did, but for that price point, they're still worth picking up. This is something for my family's Thriftmas. For the past probably 4 or 5 years at this point, I have thrifted a basket of Christmas presents for my immediate family. It has become one of our favorite traditions, and I will film a video in December of everything I got for my mom, my sister, my dad, my husband, my brother-in-law, and some other random people in there. So I'm not going to show that now, but you'll see that eventually. Then this is Free People. This is really old Free People. Look at that tag. So if this had been newer Free People, or if it was very new, I would have picked it up. If it was kind of like in the 2010s time frame, I probably wouldn't have grabbed it. But since it's even older than that, I thought that I would kind of market it as almost vintage, even though it's not actually vintage. But it is this completely lace jacket. It has a hood. It definitely wouldn't keep you very warm. But I paid $8 for this. And if I had to guess, I'm going to say this is from about like 2009, 2010 time frame. So I think that may do well on Depop. And I got this Lily romper. And this is a slightly older piece. Let's see, I'm going to guess this was like 2017, 2018. But I only paid about $3.50 for this because it was a 75% off color. So rompers definitely aren't quite as popular anymore, but for $3.50 for a Lily one, I wouldn't even be mad if I got $25 for it. So I grabbed that. I probably wouldn't have paid more than like $6 for that piece particularly. Got this picture frame. I think I'm probably going to keep it for myself, or it may end up in someone's thrift Christmas basket, but I was kind of thinking myself for this, paid about $1.50 for it, and thought it was cute. We've got an anthro top here. This is Dolan, which I don't think is always sold at Anthro, but this piece was. This is a medium, and it's like a popcorn shirt in this cute floral. It has a mock neck, super duper stretchy. So I thought that was kind of fun. And this was only $4, which is a great price for Anthro. They do oftentimes mark Anthro up at my store, but they must have not realized that was Anthro today. This is Eileen Fisher. I have been trying to get a little more of, since I am selling heavily on eBay now, along with Poshmark, that I was hoping it does a little better there. So this was only $5, and it's merino wool sweater. So right season, we'll see how it does. I don't always love picking that brand up because I like to use stock images, and I like to have some kind of name of what the piece is in my listing. So I find it very hard to do with Eileen Fisher. It usually is hard to find a stock image. A lot of the pieces look very similar. They don't have any kind of codes in them that tell you what it is. So it does sometimes end up in my death pile, but I'm trying to be better about it because when I do sell it and it sells, it does very well. Like, I make great money on it, but it's my own downcoming when I just don't list it. That is my parents' cat, Penny. So then we have this very vibrant piece. This is Zadig and Voltaire, which is a designer brand that kind of skews, I would say, like punk, gothic, Halloween-y almost type. So I don't know the age of this piece, but it is a blazer, and I honestly don't know if it's men's or women's. It was in the women's section, but it's a size 34, so I'll have to see what the stock images show of it. It is the Viking jacket in leopard, and this is kind of niche. This won't be the fastest sale ever because it takes a certain kind of person to want to wear this jacket, but It was $15, which I thought was a pretty good deal for designer, so we'll see how it does. This is another piece for family Christmas. I got a couple kids pieces today, and this one is Zara, and I grabbed this because it was 75% off, so I only paid $1.50 for this, which is pretty close to what I would pay at the bins for this piece, and I would definitely grab this at the bins. So this is a kids, I think, maxi dress. It has eyelet on the bottom. So yeah, for $1.50, this is something I'll probably list in like the $15 to $18 price point. This is a kids piece of a brand I wasn't familiar with, but I just have learned to take a peek at tags that look expensive. So this is Les Coyotes de Paris. So it clued me in with the tag. French stuff is usually expensive, and it just felt really nice. So made in India and dry clean. I don't know who's dry cleaning their kids' clothes, but anyway, I paid $5 for this, and the prices were a little bit ranging on Poshmark. Like there was a lot in like the $20 to $30 price point, and then there was a lot in the $60 price point. There's not a million comps for that brand. It's, you know, kind of a more niche brand, but hopefully, I mean, for $5, even if I get 25, I'd be okay with that. But if I could get, you know, 40, 50, that would be amazing. Then this is a brand called Desigual, I think. I don't come across it very often, but they are very funky pieces, usually heavily printed or embroidered, very colorful. So this is a little bit of a, I'm going to say like skater style almost dress. It's definitely a little dated, but I find that when I do come across this brand, all the pieces usually do okay, no matter how old they are. $5 for this. And yeah, hopefully can find an image of someone wearing that because it'll make it look a little cuter than it is going to look on just a hanger. But if I had to guess, I'll probably list that about 40. Then this dress from Abercrombie I got again because it was 75% off. I paid about $3.50 for this one, and this is a pretty popular cut of dress from Abercrombie. They've made it in a ton of prints and colors. This one's just black, size small, but I've sold this cut a few times and can usually get like 30 or so for it. So no, it was even less. It was $3.50, I think I said. Even if I get 25, fine. These are Gap, and I have been picking up some very current styles from both Gap and Banana Republic recently, and they have been doing well for me. They obviously don't sell at a huge high price point, but if you can get them for under $5, they've been quick sales and it has felt worth it to me. So these are the Barrel Parachute Pant in black, and they are from summer 2025. So within the last couple months, these may still be in store on the website. They are definitely a barrel style, and so current, and I only paid $5 for those. So I'll probably list those at 30. And I think they will sell pretty quick. We have some more new tags, and this is that Universal Standard brand again. This one's a size medium for them, which is like a 1X, I believe. This is a black t-shirt dress, pretty simple style, but yeah, new tags. It probably retailed for like $150 or so, and I paid $10 for it. So I'll probably, since it's brand new, aim to list that somewhere in like the $50 to $60 range and see how that goes. Then I don't think I have ever picked this brand up before, but I have heard of it, and more new with tags. This is the brand Grayson. Let's see, maybe that'll show better. Grayson, and it's a wolf logo. So this is, I think they do men's and women's, but I think they're more known for men's stuff. This is a windbreaker jacket. It's the Camoscape Trail Wolf jacket in Skystone, and I paid $12 for this one, but it looked like I should be able to get like 60 to 75 for it. So I don't know what it retailed for, but clearly a lot. So I figured I would give it a shot. I'm hoping that's men's because I feel like that's more of a men's color than women's, but either way, we'll see how that brand does. And then the last piece here is Anthropology, and it is a 2X, and it's just the by Anthropology tag, and it is a faux leather blazer in like a cream color. It has 2 buttons. And it has some little marks on it, but they wiped right off. So I just have to clean it a little bit. I paid $7.50 for this, which I thought was a great price point for a plus size anthro. Hopefully all those little marks come off. You can kind of see them here. And if they do, I will definitely aim to list this in like the 75 or so price range. So yeah, that is everything I found. Some days this store, I walk out of there like, oh my gosh, run, I can't believe I got some of these deals. This day wasn't quite so crazy, but I think I got some good bread and butter pieces, and we'll see how they do. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.